This is News Center 2 Weekend. With Wendy Chioji and Scott Hansen. Meteorologist Dan Satterfield. And sports with Buddy Pittman.
Thursday night, this accused child molester walked out of jail. Tonight, he's back in. Good evening, I'm Scott Hansen.
I'm Wendy Chioji. Robert Walker was released on bond 2 days ago after being charged with lewd assault on a child. Tonight, he's back in jail. This time, the charges involve 3 boys who live at the Richmore Villas housing complex in Orlando, where Walker is a maintenance man.
That's also where Lisa Myers is standing by live with more. Lisa?
Well, Scott, the kids used to ride around with Walker in his golf cart. No one thought anything of it until neighbors say they saw kids going in and out of Walker's home.
Suddenly, the child's play stopped at Richmore Villas in Orlando. Parents are keeping a close eye on their children after word spread about Robert Walker, the maintenance man.
Some of the things the maintenance man supposedly did here has everyone frightened.
36-year-old Robert Walker was arrested this morning and charged with lewd assault and sexual battery upon a child under 12. Walker is accused of taking a 13-year-old boy inside an empty duplex and fondling the naked boy on the floor. And Walker allegedly lured an 8-year-old boy into his home at Richmore Villas and performed oral sex on the child. Residents are shocked over the allegations and mothers are disgusted.
Well, it's made me want to let all the mothers know that we need to start keeping a better eye on our children. We need to know where they are at all times.
Walker bailed out of jail Thursday night on 2 counts of lewd and lascivious behavior involving an 8- and 10-year-old boy. The parents of one of those boys have always felt uncomfortable around the man they say befriends neighborhood children.
We all had suspicions, but nobody said anything.
I hate that it happened to the kids, but I'm going to enjoy watching him fry.
Investigators went door to door asking questions in the neighborhood. Additional charges are pending. But for now, Walker is being held without bond in the Orange County Jail.
Now, Scott and Wendy, in a sworn statement, Walker admitted to the charges he was picked up on today. Again, the investigation is continuing, and more charges are probably likely, according to the investigators.
Okay, keep us posted. Thanks a lot, Lisa. Lisa Myers live in Orange County.
In the Ocala National Forest this afternoon, someone discovered the body of a newborn baby. Now, investigators on the scene think the child had been there less than 24 hours. The cause of the death isn't known, but the body appears to have been partially burned. The race and the sex of the child remains a mystery this evening. And also in Marion County, the search for a murder suspect is over. He's been found dead in his car, apparently the victim of suicide. Last night, the man's estranged wife was shot dead on Southwest 12th Street in Ocala, where she was being dropped off by a friend. A man believed to be her husband walked up and shot her 4 times in the head. The names of the couple won't be released until family members are told about it. Brevard County authorities apparently have a gruesome murder on their hands. Passers-by discovered the body of a woman in a ditch in the Canaveral Groves area near Cocoa. She was clothed only in stockings and had a bag over her head. Sheriff's deputies say there was some blood near the body, and it appeared the body had been there for 10 to 12 hours. Investigators have no idea who the victim is and have no reports of a missing person who matches her description. An autopsy will reveal the cause of death.
Gunfire erupted at a Melbourne intersection about 45 minutes ago. Witnesses say 3 men were randomly firing a rifle into traffic. A cab driver was shot in the chest and may be dead. 2 others were injured. Police are chasing the suspects now. We have a crew on the story, and we'll have details at 11. In Orange County, 3 suspects in a string of brutal assaults and robberies appeared before a judge today. Jaldone Hicks and Antonio Lopez are charged with attempted murder, aggravated assault, armed robbery, and carrying concealed weapons. Deputies wouldn't let us photograph them because of other investigations. The 3rd man, Michael Crouch, is charged with firearms possession, delivery of cocaine, and battery of law enforcement officers. None of the men had a bond set. And a man suspected of at least 7 convenience store armed robberies is behind bars. Police say Genghis Nicholas Henry Koshaker is a career criminal. Today, a judge charged him with armed robbery with a deadly weapon and didn't set a bond. He was positively identified by a surveillance camera photo taken during a robbery on Thursday. Since April, Koshaker has been arrested for grand theft, reckless driving, and 2 counts of DUI.
The fire broke out at Orlando Regional Medical Center late last night, plunging part of the emergency room into darkness. For some reason, not all of the backup power systems worked, so throughout the night, ORMC's emergency room was closed down. It all started with a fire in the electrical system. When fire crews got there, they saw smoke coming from the engineering department. Inside, an electrical transformer had exploded, damaging a backup telephone system and leaving the entire hospital in the dark briefly. That disrupted the emergency room.
Our emergency power generators kicked on immediately. However, we did have some problem in surgery in that the transfer gear did not work, and so emergency power did not come on in surgery for about an hour.
The hospital says care wasn't disrupted, but the emergency room at ORMC was out of commission overnight. Patients had to go to other hospitals. Today, crews worked to repair the electrical system. They still don't know what caused the transformer to blow or why emergency power to the operating room didn't work. By mid-morning, the emergency room reopened and took in its first patient some 12 hours after the fire. Now, during that time, emergency patients were taken to Florida Hospital, which called in an extra nurse to help with the load. Florida Hospital says it only got one patient that was intended for ORMC and adds there were no significant problems.
Speaking of problems, the quest to find what's grounded the space shuttle Columbia has gone coast to coast. NASA's begun important testing in California. The test is like this one done last week at the Cape, but it will be done in a lab. Columbia's fuel line will be filled with super cold liquids and gases to pinpoint the leak. The tests last all weekend, but NASA won't release the results until Monday. A Brevard County man learned a hard lesson yesterday when he was arrested for possession of undersized clams. The Marine Patrol is cracking down on clammers who may be threatening the very existence of the shellfish in the Indian River. Dan Billow reports.
Clam harvesting isn't what it used to be. Marine Patrol officers now find themselves watching for clammers who may be harvesting or stealing clams that are too small. The 1-inch limit ensures the clam population will survive.
The 1-inch clam has a chance of spawning once or several times and helping repopulate the river before it's harvested.
How do you measure a clam? You measure it this way, across the narrowest part. And if it's too small, this machine will reject it. Wholesalers use the machine to check the catch that clammers bring in. They have to. They can get in trouble for passing on the undersized clams. And sometimes they're pressured to do just that.
A clammer would probably go to a wholesaler and say, if you want all of my clams, you have to buy the undersized product that I have. And
so Marine Patrol officers are checking for undersized clams and arresting those breaking the rules. A few violators are giving hard-working clammers a bad rap.
I hear a lot of people talk about clammers bad ways. You know, we're just out here trying to make a living like everyone else.
Dan Billow, News Center 2, Cape Canaveral.
Now, clam consumers are partly to blame since the most popular size clam in restaurants is just under an inch, but eating them could do a lot of damage to the clam population. A problem that I'm not contributing to, not being a clam fan.
Nor am I.
Well, still ahead, not all the racing was on the track in Daytona today.
That story's coming up next.
Get 'em hard.
Economic conditions beyond Hallmark Furniture's control have forced Hallmark's board of directors to order an immediate inventory shut-off of Hallmark's entire name-brand furniture inventory. Save as never before on Lane, Lazy Boy, Thomasville, People Launcher, Broyhill, Douglas, and many others. Use Visa, MasterCard, or revolving charge. Or choose 90 days, no interest. Be early for best selection. Hallmark's largest sale in our entire 36 years in business. Don't miss this special savings event. Selling daily, 10 till 9, Saturday, 10 till 6, Sunday, noon till 5. At all Hallmark Furniture locations. Hurry and save now.
Come see what a real vacation getaway is all about. The Daytona Beach Resort Area. 23 miles of oceanfront beach at your doorstep, plus golf, fishing, and water sports of all kinds. Pack the car, grab the kids, and take I-4 East to the world's most famous beach. Discover Florida's real beach, the Daytona Beach Resort Area. For more information, call 1-800-854-1234.
Daytona Beach, I love you.
Seminole Ford. First, at a price-shattering $15,988 with the all-new 91 Explorer loaded, not stripped. First, to put you in the lap of luxury, the all-new 91 Crown Victoria for only $16,988. First, to offer the new, exciting 90 Taurus for only $12,588, fully equipped from roof to road. And first, with America's favorite, the 90 F-150 XLT Lariat, a power buy at $11,488, power equipped too. Remember, Seminole Ford first. Seminole Ford, Highway 1792 and Lake Mary Boulevard.
The race to get to the Pepsi 400 in Daytona Beach this morning was a slow one for those who didn't get an early start. Ron Kendrick reports that traffic was so bad, many ticket holders missed the starter's flag.
Even the threat of rain couldn't stop these thousands of fans from their appointed rounds, and that was to watch their favorite driver go round and round for 400 miles. These folks were the smart ones. They got to the track early. Others weren't as lucky. As race time approached, traffic was backed up on I-4 for several miles. It was a similar situation on I-95. More than an hour after the race had started, fans were still hustling for their seats.
Traffic's murder out there. I've been in traffic for about the last 2 hours within 10 miles of here.
3 hours, three and a half hours from Orlando.
While many went to the grandstands, others chose the infield. That posed another problem, getting a spot to view the race.
But we're probably going to leave early because, like I say, you can't see anything.
The preferred method is to sit atop a camper or rental truck. Others use tall ladders. Others just want a seat.
We want a grandstand seat. We're poor people.
You see all kinds of folks in the infield, including fans who'd rather be reporters.
How do you like the races?
I think it's very exciting myself.
After beating the heat, the only bad thing was the race was soon over, and it was back on the road to sit in traffic once again. Ron Kendrick, News Center 2, Daytona Beach.
Now, some of those who sat in traffic blame themselves for poor planning, and they promise it won't happen again during speed weeks in February.
Well, next time you're stuck in traffic and choking on exhaust fumes, think of this. It's a car that rides on sunshine, completely powered by the sun. It was one of several displays at the Solar Energy Conference in Orlando today. How's this for a bright idea? Road signs powered by the sun, not tax dollars. And there were solar water heaters and power packs and even a way to run your TV on sunshine. The problem is it's kind of hard to watch the shows at night.
Yep. I was going to say something funny and it just slipped my mind.
Well, we'll find it later.
Right. Danny will coast in a moment.
And if you're driving a solar-powered car tomorrow, you might have to dodge a few thunderstorms. Stay with us.
More time isn't an option. They need answers fast.
Southern Bell can provide hospitals with complete voice and data networks, backed by our proven support and service. We put vital information into the right hands in a heartbeat, so they can provide the best possible care. If we can handle the critical needs of a hospital, imagine what we can do for your business.
Southern Bell, the one to turn to.
Contrary to popular belief, there's more to International House of Pancakes than just pancakes. For instance, we serve juicy golden chicken, tender London broil, tremendous salads and sandwiches, steaks, seafood, omelets.
Now, try the $6.79 T-Bone Steak and Eggs Breakfast Special and the $6.79 T-Bone Steak Dinner Special. Served all day, every day at
The International House of Not Just Pancakes.
This is it. This is what you've been waiting to hear. Flint Furniture in Orlando has 10 days left in business and a showroom full of furniture. Listen to this. Make it in before the doors close tonight and name your own price on any item in the store. Absolutely no reasonable offer will be refused. Flint Furniture has run out of options. The remaining inventory must be sold and removed from the premises regardless of cost or loss. You have 10 days. All tags now reflect final reductions. No reasonable offers refused. If you need furniture, make it here before 6 tonight.
Well, it's good to be back from vacation. You were gone last week,
We were both
too.
on vacation. You've missed it, folks. We've had some great vacation stories this afternoon. First of all, your grandmother lives in a 100-year-old house in Ute, Iowa.
Oh, yeah, that was
You spent the first night,
I was locked in the bathroom, the lock
broke.
wouldn't go, and so somebody had to climb out on the porch roof and get me some tools. I took the door off the hinges. And then
Well,
from there,
what's
sort of
worse
went
is
downhill.
when he goes to the cafe the next day, everyone in town knows. Now, my big story, you got to hear this one. In Tulsa, my hometown, the newest tourist attraction just east of town, they found out that Mr. Ed is buried there. They're going to put up a monument. Mr. Ed. And no admission charge, you just have to go in and say that.
Definitely not an e-ticket.
The weather's boring, that's why we've been talking. Let's show you radar. There are some thunderstorms out there. They're not going to bother us. It's that typical summertime pattern, folks. The upper-level winds are now out of the east. So what's going to happen is this. For the next couple of days, the sea breeze will come in along the east coast. The thunderstorms will develop and then slowly drift over to the west. By the time they get over to the Tampa Bay area, they're going to be pretty mean. This storm and this one that's beginning to die out, both severe thunderstorms for about an hour, even south of St. Cloud. some marble-sized hail. Again, these storms drifting very slowly on off toward the west. It was a scorcher today. Look at these temperatures. Leesburg at 100. Thunderstorm, though, cooling them off quickly now. 95 for Orlando. Daytona Beach up to 94 before the sea breeze came in. Even the airport had a nice rain shower down to 87. And Daytona Beach still at 90, but on the beaches right now, the temperature's back down into the middle 80s. You can see the thunderstorms popping. You can also see the sunshine right along the East Coast. If you want sunshine and cooler temperatures, that's the place to be for the next several days. What a difference this cool front is making in the southeast. 104, a record high in Augusta, Georgia today. This morning, Youngstown, Ohio, 42 degrees. It was in the 40s throughout most of the New England states. And look at the moisture come out of the Gulf and the Pacific through Old Mexico right on up into the desert Southwest. The summer monsoon is in full swing out there, so you're not going to see any more 115, 120-degree temperatures in Phoenix. Tonight, lows in the 70s as far north as Iowa. Tomorrow, a weak frontal system pushes into the Great Lakes. That front to the north of us will die out. No, don't even think about it getting close to us. 90s and maybe even a few 100s in Wichita, also maybe around Augusta, Georgia tomorrow. They'll see some temperatures near 100. Our forecast looks like this. When you get up in the morning, 75, a little warmer on the beach, sunny and sultry. By noontime, it's the 3 H's, hot, hazy, and humid. 91 the afternoon temperatures. We're looking at 94 inland, 90 on the coast. Scattered storms, the rain chance about 40%. On the beaches, though, the rain chance about 10%. And then the storms ending tomorrow evening, temperatures back down into the upper 80s and around the middle 80s on the coast. Specific temperatures, look at this, 79 in Melbourne. Tomorrow, only 91 in Melbourne, but we'll climb up to 94 in Orlando. And again, the thunderstorms mainly inland. And we're going to keep it in the low 90s right on through Tuesday. An Ozark sunrise, foggy, hazy conditions for Mrs. Dale Joy. That's tonight's weather picture.
Well, that wasn't that boring.
No, we had a good time. The weather was boring. You guys are interesting today.
Oh, thank you.
You found her mind yet?
No.
Yeah, we're still looking.
Okay.
It wasn't my mind, Dan. It was an
from her
idea.
Oh.
Thank you very much. Well, in sports tonight, Martina gets number 9, and it looked like a bad case of bumper cars in Daytona. But it will have highlights of the Pepsi 400.
This Channel 2 Earth Saver is brought to you by Tri-County Transit. Consider a carpool or taking a bus to work. Americans waste 5% of the nation's gasoline supply sitting in traffic, going nowhere. If you have somewhere to go, do it together. This Earth Saver tip was brought to you by Tri-County Transit and Florida's Channel 2.
80% of carbon monoxide pollution and 60% of ozone contaminants come from motor vehicles. The gas bill everyone pays. Tri-County Transit, it's the best ride in Orlando.
Every piece of the machine, every bolt shows its slowly and so far as it aids the maximum achievement of the machine's primary function. Material shall be chosen to withstand and absorb sudden angular stress as though they were cast in one indivisible piece. The weakest part of the machine shall survive the maximum application of force.
If you want the job done right, you need the right tool. Snapper. We build serious machines.
You know, Eckerd can do some pretty interesting things to your photos. Enlarge them, make posters of them, or even turn them into stickers. Whoa!
Eckerd photo processing. Nothing looks better.
This is not fun.
Give a little something to someone close to you with the Eckerd Little Picture Pack. For only $3.49, you'll get 12 wallet-sized photos and watch it! A magnetic frame. The Little Picture Pack. Just one more little reason to choose Eckerd Photo Processing. Nothing looks better.
I didn't get the memo that we were going to be casual today.
Okay, it's kind of a tired day coming back from the track. Didn't actually. We've been hustling, trying to get everything prepared to tell you all about what went on, and
there was a lot. I understand. A lot of folks missed the beginning of the race.
That's right. I promise I will look much better tonight at 11. At least I'll try. I can't promise anything like that, though.
But a lot of folks missed the beginning of the race, and I guess they missed a whole lot.
I tell you, they did. It did not take long for the action to really get underway. As Scott laughs, let's jump right into things here today. You know, you would have thought that yesterday's mishap that sent Darrell Waltrip to the hospital and 5 crews scrambling to get backup cars ready might have inspired the drivers to let off just a little bit, but apparently not. It took only a little more than 1 lap of today's Pepsi 400 to wipe out almost half of the field out of contention.
The stands at Daytona were packed with anxious race fans waiting for NASCAR's best to put on an action-packed day of racing. Greg Sachs led the field to the green flag, but it did not take long to see that Dale Earnhardt was looking for a spot up front. As the pack went through the eastern banking on the very first lap, it was like a last lap scramble for position, as they were 3 wide and bumping coming through turn 4. You could see this one coming, no one willing to give an inch. As they headed into the tri-oval, the front pack cleared the stripe, but the rest weren't so lucky. Daytona 500 winner Derek Cope makes contact with pole sitter Greg Sachs. He hits Brett Bodine, and everyone is looking for a place to hide with little success. Cars had nowhere to go but into each other. 23 cars involved in this melee in front of the grandstands. We'll take another look at it from our turn 1 camera. Once contact is made, everyone is ducking for cover. Some of the other notables who got caught up in this mess: Richard Petty, A.J. Foyt, Morgan Shepherd, Davey Allison, Michael Waltrip, Ernie Irvin, Jeff Bodine, Sterling Marlin, Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, Buddy Baker, Dick Trickle, Terry Labonte, and Jimmy Horton, who was filling in for Darrell Waltrip. A who's who all caught up in this first lap mishap. 23 cars, as we said, all together involved, but fortunately, none of the drivers were injured. The race was red flagged to a stop for just over 36 minutes while work crews cleaned up the wreckage. When they finally returned to the green, only 20 cars were running, but throughout the course of the race, a number of those wrecked cars were able to return to action just to get some valuable Winston Cup points. The second caution flag came out as radial tire problems once again got Bill Elliott. The Coors Thunderbird lost it in the western banking when a tire went down. Elliott took a hard lick up against the wall, but he was uninjured and would later return to the race. Mark Martin's spin down the backstretch brought out a brief caution, but the man to beat was clearly Dale Earnhardt. The good-wrench Chevy was running as strong or stronger than it did in February. The only time Earnhardt fell out of the lead was when he came in for green flag pit stops. But once others pitted, the man in black was back up front. Hud Strickland was challenging Earnhardt at one point, but he came into the pits way too fast, and that costly mistake not only almost wiped out his pit crew, but also cost him some valuable time lost in the pits. A late spin by J.D. McDuffie coming out of the tri-oval would bunch up the cars for a 3-lap sprint to the finish. Was it deja vu time for Earnhardt, or was this his day? Clearly, it was his day. Earnhardt jumps out to a quick lead on the restart and was never really challenged the rest of the way home. Earnhardt finally wins one of the big ones at Daytona as Dale Earnhardt captures the Pepsi 400. Alan Kawicki finishes second with Ken Schrader, Terry Labonte, and Sterling Marlin rounding out the top 5. Mark Middleton was in victory lane and takes a look at Dale Earnhardt's big day.
Earnhardt charged on the first lap, eating up pole sitter Greg Sachs in just a matter of seconds, putting himself where he needed to be when the lap 2 melee began.
The wreck obviously was behind you. Could you see it develop? Was it over before you knew it?
Well, I seen him spinning, and I knew it was a bad one. I got the field slowed down, and we came back and stopped before the wreck. So, it's good that it happened behind us, and it's good that, it happened past the start-finish line where we get back around and get stopped and not having problems with scoring or anything.
It wasn't long after the smoke cleared that it became apparent. The only thing that would beat Dale Earnhardt today was bad luck. But he's had plenty of that here, as recently as February when he dominated the Daytona 500, only to cut a tire on the final lap and drop from 1st to 5th. Today's race was similar. Earnhardt dominated from the green flag, but a yellow flag late in the race returned him to the pack.
With 3 laps to go in the restart, we was nervous. So many things could happen. We could cut a tire or anything.
As Earnhardt drove the final few miles, his crew could only sit and wait.
On the last lap, Dale, did you replay the final lap of the 500?
No, I just ran it in the middle of the groove and not close to the edge where any debris might be. So we ran a smooth, comfortable last lap.
And so after years of frustration, today was finally Dale Earnhardt's. His Goodwrench Chevrolet was in victory lane at Daytona. His team is thrilled about that, but there's another race at Daytona they'd like to win even more.
We've never won this race, and it's one we wanted to win, and it feels great to do it. We're looking toward that Daytona 500 in 1991.
Mark Middleton, News Center 2 Sports.
All right, a big day indeed at the Speedway. Let's touch on some very important tennis, however. It was a history-making day at Wimbledon in the women's finals. Martina Navratilova going against this gal, Zina Garrison, in the finale, but Martina was just unstoppable. Martina puts this little shot away, taking the first set 6-4. Martina was going after an unprecedented 9th Wimbledon title, and she would get it. Zina Garrison making some great shots, but Martina was right there to return them. Martina wins the women's singles title, 6-4, 6-1, to pick up that unprecedented 9th women's title. In soccer, the consolation game of the World Cup was played this afternoon with Italy facing England. With the game tied at 1-1, here is the game winner coming up. We will have it as a result of a penalty kick. Tied at 1-1, the leading scorer, Saluce, hits the corner. The goalkeeper, Shilton, never had a chance. Italy wins it 2-1 to win the consolation game. The championship game is tomorrow. The Major League Baseball action this afternoon, the Twins and the Yankees still going at it in the 11th inning. This is all tied up at 4 apiece right now. Also this afternoon in the American League, one final is in. Toronto down Seattle 4-2. Over to the National League, one game is underway where San Francisco is trailing Chicago 8-6. That is in the 8th inning. Of course, we'll have a lot more at 11 and
a tie.
A shirt and tie as well.
Look forward to it.
Okay.
Thanks, Buddy. When we come back, some not so itsy-bitsy spiders.
It's completely harmless.
At Cesar Prado's Golden Triangle Ford in Eustis, we've been told to reduce inventory, and that means big savings to you on cars, trucks, vans, and used cars. Just look at the prices on these new car alternatives. 1990 Ford Escort 4-door LX, low miles and fully equipped, only $77.95. 1989 Probe GL and LXs priced from $88.95 while they last. If you're watching this commercial, chances are you're less than 45 minutes from Cesar Prado's Golden Triangle Ford in Eustis.
Y'all come see us, you hear?
Hi, I'm Sarah Purcell. Advertisers all over Central Florida talk about their success with the Real Yellow Pages.
It's helped us tremendously because we cover a 75-mile radius of Central Florida. Our main advertising budget is for the Real Yellow Pages.
We know that the Real Yellow Pages gets results.
Our phone rings constantly on a daily basis.
You have to keep your name in front of the public. And the way to do that, we feel, is in the Real Yellow Pages.
If you want to reach Central Florida, it's here or nowhere. The Real Yellow Pages.
Great day! The Anaconda. Climb on board. The view alone will leave you floored. Then have you tried the banana peel? It tends to make a person squeal. 2 new rides, both lots of fun to make your day a thrilling one. Watermania. Catch a wave. It's a Central Floridian's dream come true. A special offer just for you. So grab a coupon while they last. But hurry up. They're going fast. Available now at your participating Taco Bell. No purchase necessary. Watermania. We're making waves.
Now here's a story to make your skin crawl. If you've got arachnophobia, you might want to turn away. This 5-inch Brazilian tarantula is a guest star in an insect zoo at Melbourne's Space Coast Science Center. Also appearing, foot-long millipedes, scorpions, and giant hissing cockroaches. If you've got the nerves, you can pet an African tarantula. The creepy crawlies will hang around the Science Center all summer.
Thanks for the warning.
You won't find me in the Science Center.
Foot-long millipede, that's the one. The spiders are okay, but the foot-long
Too many legs. Yee.
See you tonight at 11.
Bye-bye.
When I had a heart attack, this small LifeCall remote control saved my life. With it, I was instantly able to contact LifeCall's 24-hour monitoring center. Just press the button, and you can talk directly to LifeCall, and they can talk to you without your touching a telephone. When you need help, LifeCall summons an ambulance, paramedics, your family, and your doctor, and help rushes to your side without your touching a telephone. So if you're elderly, live alone, are disabled, or suffer from any medical condition, protect yourself. Get free information by mail about LifeCall. It's the affordable medical emergency response system that brings help to you at the touch of a button. Call to get full details by mail now. There's absolutely no obligation.
For free information about LifeCall, call 1-800-832-1800. The call is free. That's 1-800-832-1800.
Next on the best of the National Geographic specials, Hong Kong. Crossroads of East and West, ancient and modern. A living, thriving testament to the spirit of man. Meet her proud people and visit the vibrant paradox that is Hong Kong, a family portrait.
Hong Kong, the Jewel of the Orient, Saturday at 7 on National Geographic.
When you need help, discover the Tell2 Consumer Hotline, a service of News Center 2.
In Louisiana, strong emotions as the legislature votes on the nation's toughest anti-abortion bill. In Texas, the leaders of Japan and the United States meet and head towards an economic